Alright, well, that means everyone's here. So, yeah, if we could just take it. Yeah. Cue epic music score. Why don't we just do a sound off? Real quick. Get everyone in character. We'll go from top to bottom. Keaton, let's hear it.
I'm Ashley Riot, ex-warlock, now cleric.
Reformed man of the cloth.
Reformed man of the cloth.
Jessic.
I'm Daryl Coffin, charismatic, expert treasure hunter, and I lost a hand.
Very
Daryl
tragic.
red-handed now because I got a red arm.
Fighting
red.
a losing battle with alcoholism.
Yeah, Daryl's not in a great place after the loss of his limb.
It was his favorite hand.
He was that hand.
Nate?
Ulgan Stein Jotunhoof, centaur from the Beastlands.
A man of few words.
Few
Centaur.
strong, big words.
Seth?
I'm Aethelwulf Ostagar, a northerner captured and forced to turn the wheel of pain for years and years and years, and wielder of me father's sword Durandal, and the disappointingly far more powerful Thunderhead.
But it's a pretty cool axe, right?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, of course it is. It's a fine axe indeed.
Well, Durandal, it isn't refined at the moment. Maybe we've got to go take it to some sort of master smith at some point.
We would have done that earlier if Mr. Daryl hadn't let all the steel fall into the sea.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember that.
In like the first session,
Shit.
you guys robbed that blacksmith, and then Nate turned gigantic and collapsed the house into the ocean.
A little big.
These things happen
It was an
in my line of
unfortunate
work.
consequence.
There
Collateral
was
damage.
nothing at all I
Yeah.
could do.
Roll with the punches.
What about the scrunches?
I do crunches before bed.
Okay, good. Gotta keep limber.
After weeks of being on the run from slavery in the Kithrin Empire, you guys took refuge in the Wujin Mountains, and you're continuing to make your way east to Kyberin, where you will hopefully get your salvation. In the last session, after many days of making your ways through the mountains and partying with tribals and running from roaches, you found the Temple of Rajmal, where you sought refuge.
Fancy.
Yeah, remind me what all happened when we got there. I kind of.
Yeah, it was like the end of the session. There was
I
a man
remember.
named Shin who was guarding the entrance, and you insulted him by pronouncing his name as shit. And Keaton saved your life with the nat 20 charisma roll,
Hey, got you covered, buddy.
or at least a perilous encounter.
Look, if it wasn't for Daryl, I probably wouldn't have ever made it this far, so I feel
That's
like I
true.
still owe him one,
Dude,
Sense
We're-
of,
we're-
Remember.
Yeah,
Get
you
each
two
other out of
were,
trouble.
Kind of a pair. And Aethelwulf and Ulgan, they're wheel buddies. They both got put on the wheel.
yeah, but that's what makes it so buff.
Couple
I'd like to think that we're a pretty good group of characters together.
Oh,
While
yeah.
it weakens the mind, it strengthens the body.
After earning the trust of the monks, you found your way past an illusory wall, which contained a verdant temple where there were lots of monks of many races who worshipped Strongmoss, the Thunderhead, the Smiling One.
Oh, yeah.
Who Ulgan worships devotedly.
Oh.
The Elder, a very, very aged Loxodon, came out to greet you and said some stuff about destiny, miasmas, reading the stars, return of Trax Cathar, the Dark Lord, I'm sure it might be coming back to you guys.
Oh, I remember.
I remember.
And I think that's about where we left off.
Yeah, I think,
We were resting.
oh, goodness. Ashley and I had sworn a pact to defeat the gods and stand on our own 2 feet as men.
And Daryl got in on that too. Ulgan, on the other hand, he's like, no, I'm not killing any god.
I'll kill every god except the great, mighty, smiling one.
Every
Look,
god.
you don't have to kill him. We'll take care of that one.
Now that's
Well, hey, whoa. That's going through me first.
Ulgan, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, you just play it. Don't you worry.
This pact of our white wolves, of sorts. Are we forging a pact deeper than magic, a pact deeper than like code and honor? It is a pact of brothers.
This is the moment where you guys truly become the White Wolves.
Yeah, anime like freeze screen, like all the 4 of us.
Montage each character's face.
Cue
Yeah,
season.
it's like a close up. Like the screen breaks into 4 parts, and it's each of our faces.
Oh, yeah.
We each have a different
hope-
color background.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I hope for
Right.
a boomer angle, for like Skype calls. Where he's kind of like looking down at the camera.
Right, yeah. Like way too close.
Can you hear me?
Mic muted.
Is my mic on?
Gave the whole Zoom lesson with a mic mute.
Like hanging out.
I don't know why
Just
I
me?
always play the idiot with Aethelwulf. He has fucking like 12 intelligence. He's not a dumb man by any means. He's not thick, at least.
No. Aethelwulf chooses to act dumb.
In
Makes
the-
people think,
Yeah.
unassuming.
In the heat of battle is where his wit really shines.
Yeah.
Gotta be a quick thinker on the battlefield.
Battlefield.
So you guys accept the rest?
Oh, certainly.
The rest of what?
Oh, the monks are offering to let you stay at the temple.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
sure.
that's where we ended.
Alright.
I wouldn't turn that down. That sounds fucking
Oh.
awesome. It's
Oh.
Actually like a sturdy bed to sleep in for God knows.
Yeah,
how long.
we slept in the dirt the night, but like
Right.
2 nights before this. So like we've been sleeping in dirt for a while. Like I think we're very okay with taking beds.
Yeah.
There's probably no alcohol here.
There is no alcohol, though. So no parties, but, decent beds. They're not great, these aren't lofts or anything, but they do have some cots on the floor prepared for you guys in a separate chamber from the main hall. There's also, for dinner, nice hearty stew made of thick, starchy roots that grow in this area of the Wujin.
My favorite.
They're
Love roots.
bitter, but they added a nice spice to the soup that really makes it kick.
I'll fucking scarf it down. I eat that shit like it's like I haven't eaten ever.
It's much better than the hardtack and the sulfur or whatever that you guys have been eating.
So just pure sulfur.
We're eating
Just
sulfur.
eating rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My
Gotta
stone
do what you
bone,
gotta
I just
do.
can crunch that shit up.
Right, yeah, at this point.
People don't know the value.
You each rise in the morning feeling refreshed, rested. It's been a long few days of hiking through the mountains, and it was nice to get some decent sleep on a soft bed without having to dig dirt out of your ears every 30 minutes.
I kind of miss it.
Yeah,
was
do
a
you
good-
guys,
Oh, I'm
People-
gonna see what there's
Kinda-
to eat, like breakfast-wise. I'm gonna head to the calf.
Kind of
Oh, yeah.
rolling the shoulders, stretching out. You hear, can eat all this like stony, kind of grumbling and crumbling as I'm doing that. Just,
Yeah, the stone bone grinding against each other.
That was a nice rest. Been a long time since I had a bed, even if I broke it. I'll just put it on our tab.
Broke the fucking cot?
Oh,
I
no,
weigh
these
like
aren't,
100 pounds.
these aren't even like supported beds. They're just like blankets on the ground, basically.
Oh. I broke the
But
blanket.
inside.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he broke the stone beneath the... But yeah, inside in a controlled environment. For breakfast, there is a serving of eggs and rabbits that have been freshly hunted and salted
Hey.
from the nearby mountains.
Are they like cooked with like apples or anything to make them sweet?
Not really.
Oh,
There is
wow.
there is plenty of food to go around, but they don't have a lot to work with up here in the mountains.
Is there anybody I could ask about why the land is so barren?
Yeah, there's a few NPCs that you met. There's the monk Shin, who's kind of the leader, and then there's the elder Rajmal, who was the one who built the temple. And
I'll bother Shin for some information on Lake Kyburn because we're right on the border of the Holy Wastes, right?
yeah, I think I put the map in the lore hall. So, to the west lies the first half of the Lasbian Empire, Kitharin, and to the east lies Kyburn, the warring countries, and to the north are the Holy Wastes. Anyway, so Ashley sees Shin at the dining area. He's early to bed, early to rise, so he's already fully dressed and tenderly picking through a bowl of rice. And he gives you a nod as you enter the dining hall.
Hey Shin, I have a few questions for you. Mind if I take a seat?
Ah, welcome.
I
yeah,
bring
try
my
to get
bowl of
comfortable.
food. I bring my bowl and I sit across.
There's
from
no
him.
tables in this temple. You guys are just sitting on pillows, cross-legged.
I sit across from him nonetheless. I'm not like this isn't like unmannered or bad to me.
Oh, right. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you guys.
So I sit across from
Shin.
on the pillow across from him, and I put my food in front of me, and I just hey Shin. So what causes this area to bear no food at all, or plant life, or hordes rock dogs of some sort?
Ah, the Daruga that you speak of.
The Daruga, yeah.
Well, to be honest, it's been like this my whole life. But if you're the superstitious type, there is an old legend about the Wu Jin that I could tell you.
I'd like to hear.
In the old days, when the gods reigned over the world in their pure forms, Strongmoss and Traxcathar and Kyberax fought against the mighty elder dragons. In a desperate attempt to stave them off, they retreated back here to the Wujin, which was once a verdant forest. But after a mighty battle with the dragons, the earth was scorched, and the thunderous earthquakes that were summoned by Traxcathar's mighty blade ravaged the land and turned it into the wasteland that you see now.
About Trax Cathar, are you as aware of what's going on with that moon or that star over there? As
Star?
your yeah.
Yes, the Elder speaks of it. I've never seen something make him so afraid. He's always had such peace of mind. But whenever he talks about that star, well, it's like he's worried about someone sneaking up behind him and snuffing the life out.
My friends and I are dedicated to stopping whatever Trax Cathar might be trying to bring upon us.
Then I wish you the best of luck. It is sad. He used to be a great hero that all men worshipped.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, in the early days, before all the Imperial nonsense propped up, men, centaurs, elves, they were all hunted and killed brutally by the dragons and the other beasts that roamed the earth. The gods were their only salvation. Trax Cathar coveted the worship of the people, and for a time there was a happy balance between God and man. But over the years, something happened, and that balance was broken. I wish I could tell you more, but this is all before pre-recorded history.
I understand. I appreciate the information nonetheless.
Oh yes, we try to study what we can here at the temple, but it's hard when you have so little to go off of.
So there's some sort of tribunal going on. We got a Trex Cathar, Hyberex, and who's the third guy that fought the dragons?
Strongmoss, who we worship fervently.
I wouldn't suppose that you guys have much information on the other factions or beings of Kyberin.
Kyberin? I haven't ventured there in many years. I do know this. It was a once peaceful place that has been poisoned by war. The conflict between the two empires has driven Kyberin to bring out the worst in its people. I fear for the future of both empires.
I wouldn't suppose that in a time of need, if we could somehow gather enough allies to turn the tide against the Holy Empire, that you guys would be willing to help us, would you?
I don't like interfering in the ways of the Empire. We have a tenuous balance here in the mountains that we preserved through our long years of isolation. Getting interfered with all these mortal affairs, it's not our way. But
I hope you change your tune for the betterment of us all.
If there was a more substantial conflict that threatened the very balance of the world, well, it'd be nothing less than our duty to intervene.
It just might. And I take my leave. I finished my food. I'm not frustrated or anything. I just start to walk away.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Shin. I thought Trex Cathar and Kyberex were demon lords. They fought against the dragons with Strongmoss?
Demon lords. Well, it's all up to interpretation. I'm sure you understand that small men like you and I really don't have a full understanding of how the gods work.
Sometimes I even wonder if, I can control my own will,
It's like the hand of God hovering above.
Yeah, it really is.
Why don't you come with me? And he sets down his plate and he begins to head back towards the main hall.
I follow him, yeah.
In the main hall, there is a huge mural that I think Keaton was studying in the previous session. There's Trax Cathar and Strongmoss, and in the middle there is a enormous golden fern, which the fronds of which seem to stretch out eternally. And at the top,
They stretch out eternally.
yeah, the
Seem-
mural is painted in a way where it stretches around the entire building.
Wow. Can I just take my time to study it?
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to meditate on the painting
Sorry,
for the rest of the...
I'm trying to describe his form to you, but it's kind of abstract.
No, continue. Do your best.
Kybrax is like a giant fern that is glowing with a golden light.
Now, how does a fern fight dragons?
Metaphorical.
I'm sorry, Shin. I'm somewhat of a skeptic. It's hard for me to take all this in.
No. I share healthy skepticism, but we really only have the tablets and the books to go off. But they do speak of Kybrax owning the greatest amount of magical prowess among the Alliance of the Gods. He is able to control life and death on a whim, and send down rays of purifying light, which would strip the dragons of their scales and turn them to ash.
Damn.
But he expelled much of his power in that great war, and now rests in the Forbidden Grove, where he's protected by the highest echelons of the Church of Kyberin. Perhaps, if you are still skeptical, you could go see him if you earn the Church's trust.
I feel like that would be worth seeing.
I hope to make the
Yeah.
pilgrimage myself one day too, but there's much work to be done here.
Oh, is it not near here?
The Forbidden Grove? Yes, it's on the farther eastern side of Kyberin. It's quite a journey.
Why haven't you seen it yet?
Well, I am who I am. I'm a sedentary man. This place is my home. I think the books are enough for now, but there are people I care about here who need my protection.
The books do have pretty pictures.
Indeed. Sometimes I fear that the glorious fronds of Kybrax could be too much for my mind.
Yeah, sounds intense. Well, I'd like to see it. I don't know, that sounds cool as hell.
Well, I wish I could give you more help, but I am merely a mountain monk. I know nothing of the ways of the church. You'll have to find out more from someone more knowledgeable.
I like the elder. Do you know?
Rajmal? I suppose you could ask him. I wonder where he
I
is.
just might.
He walks over to the cherry garden, where Rajmal usually takes residence, but he seems to be absent.
I could always go out and go looking for him if you'd prefer.
It's not like him to leave the garden. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, give me some perception, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, can I just ask somebody nearby, like, hey, have you seen Rajmal?
There's a lot of monks who are carrying things to and fro. They kind of shrug their shoulders. Nobody's seen him.
A lot of help you guys are. Let me just work here, man. There you go. 2.
You,
No, I had 4. 17.
after, much looking around, you, travel down into the basement, and you notice that there is a, heavy door that has an extremely intricate lock combination that is slightly ajar.
Can I peek? I want to peek through. I don't want to open it fully. I just want to peek.
You peek in the way, and you can see Rajmal kind of digging through all these ancient scriptures and hidden texts of lore. No one else is in this room. It seems like a pretty sacred place. He doesn't take notice of your presence just yet.
Like, what is he? He's just in this room?
He's rifling. He's kind of desperately rifling through all of these scrolls.
He's looking for something. All right. Well, I don't want to be a creep. I don't know. Guy's clearly busy.
I suppose I shouldn't speak out of character. Never mind. I was gonna say this is a good opportunity to spy on him, see what he's looking at, but
you can't.
Oh, yeah. I guess I can just continue to watch him. He's rifling through some scrolls. I assume everybody came with me.
Sure.
You're all like, each of your heads is like leaning through the door on top of one another.
I got one eye closed, my mouth ajar. I'm just kind of like, I got my eye pushed up. I'm on my knee.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Some scrolls.
Nate, you just like barge in.
What's everybody up to?
Rajmal
No character voice
hears
as well.
and
Go get at the fern.
turns around, and he's quite startled. Bah!
He saw me.
Away, you!
He saw me. He definitely saw me. Rajmal, I was wondering if we could ask you a couple questions.
In a moment. Please, shut the door. This is a sacred place.
Can we come in, or?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Alright, well, I respect that. Your roof, your rule. So.
He,
maybe you could let us in? Or...
Do you want to try to roll persuasion?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Slams in my face.
Yeah. Rajmal, the color that was once gone from his aging body has now fully flushed into his cheeks, and he slams the ancient door with a pound. You can hear him muttering behind the door, "Lord Strongmoss, forgive these sinners."
oh,
Alright, well, he's not very happy with me spying on him, guys. I may have blown it.
oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. He seems like a forgiving gentleman.
Yeah, I guess he's a monk, so we don't have a lot to worry about. Was it almost lunchtime or what?
Yeah, if you guys want to kill a few more hours until lunch.
Yeah. I guess, they already... Can I ask Shen to give us a tour or something? Or give me a tour? I don't know.
Oh, a tour of the temple?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. This is a fairly small temple. There's not a whole lot to see. There's the cherry blossom garden, the main mural hall, the restricted basement, the bedding area. But he takes you outside and shows you some more of the agricultural stuff. There's a lot of Zen gardens and people dragging those rakes across the sand to make, like inscriptions. Kind of a religious practice.
Right.
And he gets a kind of a grin on his face. He's like, "Say, would you like to see our stables? I understand
Sure.
The men of the Empire like to ride steeds."
I suppose that'd be
I
good for
do...
Ulgan.
I do admire a bit of horse flesh.
Excuse me.
He leads you down. Uh-oh.
Not to eat.
Leads you down to a lower area of the temple, and you guys hear kind of this not unnatural, but unnerving chittering and many loud footsteps, like hundreds of them.
Ooh.
And he brings you around the corner, and there is a shit ton of the giant mountain roaches from last session, and they're
fuck.
kind of penned up and feeding out of troughs.
Oh, how adorable.
Aren't they
Wait.
lovely?
Not trying to offend. It was like,
What do you-
"Ah."
What do you guys do with these things? These things are dangerous.
Dangerous? Oh, you couldn't be any more wrong. They wouldn't hurt a fly. They mostly just graze on smaller bugs and the sparse vegetation that grows up here.
And corpses, I'd wager.
Did they give you a
Yeah,
scare or something?
Yeah, I felt like they're pretty aggressive. They came after us.
They probably just smelled the food in your pocket. Oh, they're nothing to be worried about.
Even the wild ones, you didn't domesticate these or something?
Well, if you entered their territory first, then maybe they'd want to scare you off, but really they're harmless little guys. And these things are huge. He's like really underplaying it. And he goes to rub one of their necks. They're almost like school buses. Like, these are huge mountain roaches.
Fucking Starship Troopers up in here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think you might want to take a step back. They could, like your mind out or something. I don't know.
So you mentioned that this is a stable. Does that mean you ride these things?
Oh, sure.
What?
No better steed for the steep
Called
mountains of
Ice
Ulgan.
Station Zebra. It's by Jack White.
Jamiroquai.
What?
I misheard you. There's no greater steed for the Wujin Mountains. Would you, like to take a test ride?
As long as you're with me to ensure that it remains pleasant, I would take you up on it.
Of course.
Yeah, I still, I don't know. You guys, I'll watch. I like bugs.
He saddles up one of the roaches and climbs aboard, and he offers you his hand, Seth.
I don't think you want to try to lift me, boy. But if you think you can take it, clasp his Loxodon hand.
Oh, this is the human monk.
Oh, I clasp
not the old
his
man.
human hand then.
Despite his thin stature, he's surprisingly strong. And lifts you up with relative ease.
Oh, you're stronger than you look.
Yes, I think you'll find that the Wujin monks are full of surprises. And he puts his fingers in his mouth and whistles, and the roach starts off with surprising acceleration.
Whoa, Nelly.
There's not a lot of room to maneuver horizontally, but they're basically like going down the side of the mountain at this point.
Right.
You're holding on for dear life. He takes you on a trip around for a few minutes. The husband and wife that you guys have been escorting, the Southfields, they emerge from a temple, and they kind of come up to you, Jesse, and they're watching the show of Aethelwulf on the roach. The older man, Basil, strokes his beard, My god, what an abhorrent state. But this would make good material for the opera.
Writing Uggs?
Yes, it'd be a bit unconventional in the props department, but man, I bet the consumers would really eat it up. Don't you agree?
I mean, couldn't you come up with something a little bit more heroic for us to ride?
Sally, the wife, speaks up. Yeah, those things are disgusting. Ugh. Just make them ride dragons or something. People love that shit.
Yeah. Now that I think is a good idea.
And Basil seems kind of overwhelmed. Well, I hate to stray too far into the realm of fiction for this, but...
Well, you're just going to want to trust your wife on this one, Basil. Trust me.
Whatever will sell, I guess. Speaking of which, the sooner we can get back to An Rojas, the better. I'm worried about my theater troupe. Do you think
just
we
one
could,
more day? Hazel, driving us like we're, a herd of wild beasts.
He seems concerned. You might have to roll for it to get him to budge. Wow, that's 17. Plus...
You're persuasive.
Yeah,
think about it, Basil. I mean, look at the sky. It looks like bad weather. We've had a rough couple of days. It's not like anybody's gonna find us here, and even if they do, we got these monks to protect us.
Well, if you trust them, then I guess I do too. All right, just one more day though. We leave at dawn.
Dawn it is.
I don't trust that Sylvester to supervise things for long. And he
anybody named Sylvester, right?
Trails off as him and his wife head back into the temple. Seth, you've had a very disorienting ride after climbing up like 90-degree angles.
They don't ride easy, do they?
Oh, you get used to it after a few years. And he brings you back up to let you off. But it's the fastest way to get around.
I can't argue with that. I've never climbed a almost 90-degree angle so fast.
It's exhilarating, isn't it? Let me know once you've recovered your lunch, and we'll go again.
I'll get back to you on it.
Is there anything else that you guys want to take care of while you're here?
I'd like to try and find Daryl at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe approach him like when he's dismounting his ride.
Oh, I think that was Seth.
Oh, yeah, that was stuff.
But yeah, you could approach him now.
All right.
It's a pretty small temple, like... it's fairly easy to find people.
More of a template, really.
Petite temple. Hey, Daryl.
What's up?
I made you something. I noticed the stone around here was perfect malleability to make some nice bit of jewelry. So I made you.
You made me something.
I carved you a stone ring.
Well, thank you.
And it's inscribed with a giant's rune as well, to boot.
No way.
It's got
What's it say?
This here cloud rune on it. It'll make your fingers just a little bit nimbler when you're trying to go for some sleight of hand, and your tongue just a little bit shinier. You're speaking silver.
All right.
So it's got the rune that like boosts your stats.
Sleight of hand and deception both have advantage.
Damn.
Like forever.
Both have advantage
if you're wearing it. Yeah.
Wait, it's not a one-time thing.
It's just forever.
Are
if
you
he's wearing
serious?
It. Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
In addition,
sleight of hand and what else?
Deception.
Damn.
In addition, once per day or once per short rest, you can, if there's any attack roll made within 30 feet Like, if you see somebody get attacked, you can invoke the rune to change the attack to anybody else within 30 feet. So you can make guys hit each other once a day.
Whoa.
Or, like, deflect an attack on yourself.
That's insane.
I just thought I'd pay you back for the traveling and the companionship.
Pay me back? What? All right. Well, guess what? There's a lot more where that came from.
I
And I'm just looking. I'm just admiring the ring on my finger. I'm not even looking at him.
I don't think sleight of hand tricks or talking my way out of situations is really a centaur style. So I figured you could make better use of it.
Hell yeah, I can make use of it. Make use of it right now. Is there anybody nearby?
Is there anybody nearby? There's a few monks tending the fields.
Yeah, I want to pick one of their pockets.
I
have advantage. Guys, this can't go wrong.
Oh boy.
Oh no, maybe I shouldn't.
You just convinced Basil to stay another day, no. I mean...
Okay.
Go for
it. I'll see if I can pick Basil's pocket.
Even better.
I swear to God, dude.
Nate, what have you
Is that
done?
Worse?
I see this. I see him like walk off, with an expression on his face. And
I'm like walking in during the middle of this. Daryl, I am not bailing you out again.
It's fine.
Daryl?
I'm not gonna take anything. I'm just gonna open it up.
You're just gonna take a look.
You're just
I'm gonna.
Yeah, look, no Skyrim checking here. We made friends. There's more of these guys here than us, and they can kill us. They've done us good.
So, even if I get caught, big deal. It's pickpocketing. It's not that big a deal.
Big deal.
That's how you and I met. It's how we met.
Yeah, it'll go great the second time as well.
All right, you know what?
It's Daryl.
You get caught. I ain't bailing you out.
All right. Relax.
He certainly don't.
See, I mean, come on. That's the first roll. 20, 2 17s in a row.
Exploding.
You're like a Yahtzee bonus, yeah.
I'm
So,
definitely a fan
just to
of.
be clear, what exactly are you doing?
I'm just putting my hand in Basil's pocket, just kind of
seeing what's there,
going around for loose change or trinkets or
stuff just happens to fall out.
Yeah.
Some gum.
But you're not gonna necessarily take it.
No, I'm just kind of checking out what's in there.
Basil is walking back, deeply involved in a discussion with his wife.
Well, can I bump into him? I feel like that's the classic.
Oh, the
bump into him. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. You bump and
watch it, Basil. Jeez.
Slip your good hand into his purse, and you can feel several dozen 100 gold denarii in there.
This guy's pretty well off.
He's a fat cat, like.
Yeah. I guess it's a good thing he hired us to do a job. Guess I should be happy as money.
I mean, it's gonna be yours if you just follow through with the job.
All right, I feel it up. I give it a nice. All right, there's dozens in there. Okay.
Daryl likes his payment up front.
Yeah.
I like pat him on the back, grab him by the shoulders, be like, okay, Basil, you're a good guy, continue.
I'm glad we both see eye to eye. You made a compelling point. I think it's better that we get well rested for the arduous journey ahead.
Of course.
But dawn tomorrow.
On tomorrow.
And
looking forward to it.
Takes his leave with no suspicion.
Can I just have one coin? Can I have just managed to take one coin out of there? Just flip one coin.
You're retroactively.
I'm sorry. It was just too much.
Things.
If I had an inspiration, that's what I would spend.
You guys already have like a few hundred. Yeah, 800 gold in the bank.
It's my coin. You know, I'm just flipping a coin, flipping in the air.
Your own coin.
No, but I'm just.
It'll be his lucky coin.
All right.
The animation of me just flipping a coin. Don't worry about it. Where it came from, who knows?
You know what? I'll do this one. You managed to slip out a 100 denarii coin. He won't notice just one missing.
He won't miss 100.
Yeah, and you give it it's a thick ass coin too, and it's got a very hefty arc when you flip it.
You give that slight little nibble, make sure it's gold.
Ow. All right, thank you for indulging. Well, Ulgan, it's a great ring. It's a beautiful ring.
I'm very pleased.
Did you make this?
Yeah, my stonework hasn't aged. It's as good as the day I left the Beastlands.
With skill like this, you wouldn't even have to be an adventurer. You could just sell your rune jewelry. Yeah,
rune juju.
I can only make so many. Strongmaws only allows me so many runes.
Yeah. Well, hail Strongmaws.
That's what I've been saying.
I see why you like the guy so much.
The rest of the day passes with little incident. You've gotten your way with your one coin. The sun rises on the next morrow.
All right, everybody up. Up, pop, pop, pop. I want to be the first step.
Yeah, you've got a spring in your step. You've got
a real bounce to your step.
Yeah. Everyone rises, and you guys are making ready to make the trip east. Rajmal bumps into you guys as you're preparing to leave, and he says, I think I ought to apologize for my strict behavior yesterday.
That's okay. We probably shouldn't have been snooping like that.
I respect your willingness to cooperate within the temple. Ever since that star started cracking, and that dark energy began to pour out, I've been so on edge. But I did find what I was looking for. And he opens up a scroll, and there's a depiction of 4 gallant heroes on it. And they're holding a radiant ball of light. He says, I think I know the solution to our Trax Cathar problem. Although it's not going to be an easy road.
I don't think I follow.
Yeah, can you keep us up to speed?
Did I ever tell you?
There's 4 of them on this picture, but there's 5 of us standing here.
6 if you count. Sally?
Oh,
Alan and his wife, 7 then, right?
Oh, yes, that'd be 7, wouldn't it?
Wait, there's
Am I missing?
4 of you guys.
I know, I was
Sally
being...
or 6.
Okay. I was jokingly being an idiot. Like, okay. Not quite putting 2 and 2 together on what he's saying.
He holds up the scroll so you guys can get a better look. In the ancient days, when Trax Cathar turned on humanity, Kyberax had decided that his reign of terror had persisted too long, and that he was too dangerous to be kept in the mortal plane. He crafted a mighty star, which had enough energy to contain Trax Cathar's wrath. Now, we had hoped that the star would persist until the end of time, but it seems that there was a flaw, and Trax Cathar is exploiting it to escape. So, perhaps if a new star could be crafted, that might be the solution.
Don't you worry, take a boat up north, get a bit of the northern glue.
There you go. Get some northern glue. There's no sweat. All right. Basil, should we going? It is dawn.
Oh, he's got everything packed, and he's like already getting out the door. Yes, not a moment to tarry.
You know, I'm not one for theological discussions. Kind of a star and ferns. It's just hard to follow, Raj. I don't know.
Forgive me, yes. This is mostly my abstract theories. And he pockets the scroll. I suppose you'll be taking your leave then.
Barring, I don't know, some sort of cataclysmic event.
It is for the best. You should continue east with most haste. There have been some disturbing occurrences in the east of here. I do not know if it would be wise to travel alone in that part of the Wujin. I hope you won't object if I send some of my men to escort you to the border.
Oh, of course not. We'd adore it. In fact, if they could, well, I'd like to give one of those steeds another try at some point. Maybe we could ride one of those all the way there.
Ha! The roaches.
Is this Shin?
I'm not fond of them. This is Rajmal, the old Loxodon.
Rajmal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course. May the branches of destiny guide your way. And he bows to you.
I bow back to him. I turn, however you might symbolize a fern with your hand. That's what I try to make at him as I bow.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cross or some sort of fern symbol.
I have an idea. I'll show you at some point.
Oh, sure.
Oh, one more thing, Raj, before we go.
Raji.
What would happen hypothetically if your star just shattered to a million pieces? It would.
Well, it seems to be on that course at the moment. You should still have that telescope. Maybe take a look at it every once in a while. Chart its progress. But
what time of
if
the day
the
is it?
star... Oh, it's like 7 in the morning.
Oh.
The sun's just rising. But if the star were to break, I fear the worst. It would be just like the War of the Gods. Men and beast alike would become pawns in Trax Cathar's great crusade of vengeance, and the earth would be stained with blood once more. It would be a terrible, terrible event, and it must not be allowed to repeat.
Hey, you guys should get on that. All right, guys, chop, let's go. Here.
Before we leave, I'll cast blessing on Rajmal, and I am in an attempt so that he'll have because he said he's going to pass soon, right?
Yeah, he's on his last legs.
So this is to guarantee him, or to hopefully incite a peaceful passing in the future.
Oh.
Not that he'll die now, but so that when he does,
we put him out of
the afterlife.
Yeah, just take the
So
axe.
when he does,
Give him a chop.
guess we all gotta die sometime.
Well, how long does the ritual take?
It takes like 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes? Okay, yeah.
Well, it gives us enough time to all pack up, get ready, get the bug ready, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Bug ready.
He's like, well,
get the bug chaser out.
If there's anywhere to do it, it would be out in the gardens. And he walks over to the cherry blossoms.
I Oh man.
So do you make like a fern in the ground, or?
yeah.
What are the
I put my hands together and
fan out your fingers like a fern.
I put my hands together in like a praying motion, but it makes like a fern shape. I actually have a thing that I'm doing right now that I think looks pretty good for it. And I recite
Ali Krishna.
From the great branch that you were born, may you return to dust once more. In a peaceful passing of light, may you be reborn.
Ferns have fronds. They don't have branches, they have fronds.
That is true.
Fronds, branches.
And
wars have been fought over this distinction, I'm sure.
This has been a great cataclysm within the Chimeran Church. The branchers and the fronders. There's a reason you don't see any branchers around here, boy. Rajbal bows his head, and he puts his arm on your shoulder, and he says, "Well, this gives me a bit of peace of mind. I can't thank you enough. This will probably be the last time that we meet."
Last time. It's a shame.
Perhaps I could make a blessing for you.
For me? Really? You guys have done so much for us already.
And he kind of rises up back to his full height. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm useless, you know.
You never seem to stop surprising me, old man.
Oh yes, I do love to make myself useful to the newer generations. Perhaps this will be my last blessing, but I can't think of a more fitting way. And he procures his well, do lockstones have hands, or do they just have stumps?
Have hands, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question.
He's got a hand.
I'm looking up an image.
He's got a hand, yeah. And a magic circle is procured from within. And your body radiates with magic potential.
Oh, really?
But then it fades. And he says, I'm sure this will come in handy.
I hold my chest. Yeah, see. I yawn at him.
It's
what was that, old man?
Think of it like a contingency.
A contingency.
I'll take, in essence, a fraction of my essence will watch over you from now
on. My cheeks turn rosy, and I smile at him wide-eyed, and I thank him again.
You blush and giggle like a Japanese schoolgirl.
No, it's
Rajmal.
No, it's more like camaraderie. It's appreciation.
From camaraderie.
He gives you a nod and waves farewell. The time has come to depart.
Bye, monks.
Thank you.
Sorry about the. Sorry, Shin. I feel like you and I feel like I need to apologize, Shin. It's just.
Oh, for the slip up the other
Sometimes
day?
My mouth, it just runs away with me.
Well, you've since proven yourself a stalwart ally. Now come, I shall escort you to the border. And they're loading up packs of bedrolls, tents, and rations onto the giant roaches that they have stabled.
Are you guys sure you really want to give us all this?
Well, it's the least we can do to send travelers such as you that have been blessed by Rajmal. It'd be a shame if you never made it to Kyberin.
Thank you. Your gifts are much appreciated.
I can tell you've been
God's
through
watch all your battles, friend.
hard times in the Empire. I have a feeling
All of us have.
it may be the same when you enter Kyberin. So don't let your guard down once you've crossed the border.
Well,
Can't be any worse than Kitharin, right?
Oh, you might be surprised. Dark times are upon us.
We're gonna procure a better tomorrow. We can promise you that much.
That sounds like some fucking Outer Worlds shit.
Yeah.
Procuring a better tomorrow.
For the
A
company.
propaganda poster.
That's good.
So, Shin leads the pack. Each bug can fit about 3 people. And there's a monk kind of directing each one at the front. Seth and Nate are pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there'd be like Ulgan in one, and then Aethelwulf in another. Then Basil and Sally in one, and Daryl and Ashley. Maybe you guys are with Shin, however you want to configure it.
I want to hang out with Shin.
Alright. He gives another whistle, and the caravan of bugs departs with surprising acceleration. As you guys make your way down this like steep cliffside. And you guys feel like you're about to fall off, but these bugs are almost gyroscopic in nature. They're able to keep their balance. And before you know it, you make to the base, where you are able to make a... This is not quite as fast as traveling on horseback, but these bugs can really get going once they're being tamed and domesticated. After a nice long ride, you go from dawn till dusk without much interruption, taking in the sights. Things are really starting to get barren in these parts of the land. There were, like, rabbits and other small wildlife running around, but there's just nothing to be seen. Barely any vegetation, and the rocky outcroppings are starting to get harsher and harder to navigate.
To my benefit, I do believe I know create food and water.
Oh, you do? Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a thing that you get to do as a cleric.
I didn't know that. I thought that was true.
Damn.
That's cool.
Create food and water.
This is why Christians don't want people to play D&D.
I've never seen a land so barren and forsaken by the gods.
Ah, yes. I get to create up to 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or within range.
Whoa.
Clerics should just work for like countries, like, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a 3rd level spell, but I will, if that push comes to shove, I'll do it. The food is bland but nourishing, and spoils if uneaten within 24 hours. The water is clean and doesn't go bad.
But you're still hungry.
Gruel and heart attack.
Now, what if I were to give
40
you
pounds
something
of
to
heart
build off of? Would I give you, like, say, a fish and some loaves, and could you multiply them and feed them to
Well,
the
yes, I
masses?
think I could. I think that's up to my abilities. Is that okay with you, Brendan?
I'll have to
Careful.
comb through the... Yeah. I don't want to say one thing and then regret it later. You guys open up your own business.
Are you familiar with the Bible story
yes,
of
I'm
Jesus?
familiar with that
And,
passage.
it's a big one. It's a hit.
Water to
People like that
wine,
one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the water to wine. That's a different one. It's a different
There's a lot of
misadventure.
Jesus stories.
Don't worry, guys. I'll do a Jesus campaign. You guys can all be apostles.
Nice. I call being Judas.
Lucky guy. Alright, I'm done.
You guys make an encampment in a mostly stable ground clearing, which is surrounded by sharp stalactites of stone and jagged cliff faces that stretch up into the sky.
Tris.
After sitting around the campfire and enjoying the ration, they brought some food that's a little better than what you pillaged off the bounty hunters. There's some salted meat. It's very gamey.
Salted pork.
Some of the soup they were able to transport in barrels. You guys are all sitting around peacefully, maybe enjoying some small talk.
Lovely day we're having.
Yeah. There is a single bird of prey that is circling in the sky above you guys. Shin looks up, kind of has a concerned look on his face. And he's sitting next to you, Nate. He says, Ulgan, could you hand me that rock next to you?
Aye, no problem.
You take the heavy and sharp rock, and you pass it over to Shin.
What's the plan?
As he takes it out of his hand, he just football tosses, just throws it like a javelin 200 feet into the air and nails the bird out of the sky that's circling above you guys.
Now that was impressive.
He's not like showing off, and he has kind of a worried look on his face, and he makes his way over to the bird's carcass, which is about 20 feet from the camp. And he looks over it, looks back at you guys. Say, have you ever seen a hawk with one eye gouged out before?
Oh no.
Up north,
no.
do that.
No.
Oh no.
We gotta get moving. Everybody up.
No, but I have seen a squirrel. Similar condition.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's still alive.
I think about that poor guy who owned the horses, the horse stall.
Oh,
back at that camp.
The horse.
Did he sell us out though?
Nate.
Oh.
Nate fucking decked the horse, and he kept talking. Does anyone want to examine the bird while you guys are? I assume you guys are packing up, right?
Yes.
I enter perceptive.
I'm not gonna go near that thing.
Shit, I'd stay away from that bird if I were you.
It's an emissary of the sorcerer Rooker, and we need to leave now.
The bird, still twitching, cracks its head over towards
down
you
and
guys.
pick up another rock.
You pick up another rock.
I hand it to Jim.
The bird opens its beak, and it's not talking. There's just a voice coming from within it. Seeking shelter from the storm in the mountains. You were lucky to elude the bounty hunters twice. I wonder when your luck will finally run dry. You'll lose everything.
Kill it!
And I'll be there
Fucking kill it!
haunting you. The dirt will soak up
Rooker.
your blood like rain, and you will be forgotten.
I take the rock out of Ulgan's hands, and I just lift it above the fucking bird.
Did you just lift it above?
Yeah.
A little
It does
warning
nothing with it.
for you. There are worse things than Daruga that stalk these mountains.
What's your depth perception, Rooker?
The bird,
That's the last word he hears before I fucking crack the fucking
just-
the bird's skull open.
you just break the bird's skull with the stone.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I look fucking furious.
Yeah, you're, as you're crushing the bird with the rock, the scar above your eye starts to burn immensely as you remember the heat from that deadly battle that left you
I'm filled with conviction and rage.
Sally and Basil are distraught. Basil runs up to you and he tries to lift you up off the bird. Snap out of it! This is no way for you to be acting. I mean,
quit sparring with that gull and let's go.
A talking bird? What is this? Do you know this bird?
It is a bird of a sorcerer. He has been stalking our steps for many, many moons.
I didn't think this bodyguard job would have strings attached. Well, what the hell do we do?
Well, you know, Artie's got baggage. Well, we keep moving.
I just ignore it and keep going, really. That's what we did before.
For your own safety, I'd go back to the mountains.
It's what we've been doing. It's been working so far.
Personally, hasn't tracked us down yet. He's just possessed animals near us. And it's a vain attempt to scare us. Don't let it bother you.
He's kind of got a thing for animals.
I see.
They're always pretty killable animals, too. It's nothing really scary.
Well, the temple is a 10-hour ride from here. Do you think he's sent some bounty hunters after us or something?
Probably.
Maybe, but, you know, we could always kill him again. We did it before.
I don't know how they would have got ahead of us, but...
Exactly. So we should probably keep heading east, then.
Right.
And Shin crosses his arms. The roaches are tired from a long march. I don't know how long they can keep going tonight.
Maybe we should walk a ways off the trail and make camp.
We at least gotta do one more march before we stop. We can't stop. We can't rest here. We gotta keep on going. At least a couple more hours.
Just to put distance between us and the sorcerer's pets.
Right, and then, maybe we can find... let's not even talk about it here. Let's just... let's go, and then we can make a plan while we're moving. He's probably scrying or fucking has another bird under his control or something.
Alright. Shin nods his head. Turns to the other monks that are traveling with you guys. There's about 3 other younger and experienced ones. And he's like, alright, you heard him? Let's pack up. We gotta keep marching. And they're like just finished. They're not even finished with their food. Like, what? Come on! Like protesting. But Shin puts an end to it, and you guys are ready to go within a few minutes. The lack of roads make the terrain hard to navigate, and the darkness of the valley. There is no natural light in this place. You guys are traversing on the roaches, but it's slow and bumpy. After a couple hours, Ashley, I guess he's muted, but...
Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Your guys' roach hits steps on a part of land that was unstable, and there's a landslide that starts to shift you guys into a before unforeseen cliff. You guys are gonna have to make some dex saves to get out of this, okay?
Oof.
That's 11.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
14.
Why am I always the one man?
Oh, fuck.
We're all going down.
I got a 14.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Jesse and Keaton, you guys are okay. You're able to abandon the roach. Seth...
It's a roach, man.
Yeah. What was your modifier, Nate? What'd you roll?
I have a +0. Does that help me?
Yeah, that's still a 4.
And I'm in the exact same boat.
My proficiency is +3.
Yeah, you guys are currently falling into a dark chasm. Is there anything you could do to, could someone intervene somehow? Do you guys have any abilities that would get you out of this?
So
I can maybe light a torch and make it less dark.
They summon Heath.
Summon Heath, yeah.
I don't know. Can my spirit wolf do anything?
The spirit wolf is ethereal, and it's not that strong. You know, it's more of a dex creature.
That was worth a shot.
I don't know. Anything I can do is like a reaction, but
right. If you guys had some sort of ability.
So am I like sliding down the mountain?
Yeah. And
what's in the path?
In the path?
Yeah. There's trees or anything?
Yeah, there's a dead tree, but it looks pretty it's already been uprooted a little bit as the ground is crumbling.
Well, I'll try and slide my way towards any sort of roots or shrubs or stumps that I can grab onto.
Okay.
Trying to swoop right in.
Yeah, make a strength check. See if you can hang on.
That's +4. If it's a saving throw, then it's +7.
But yeah, it's a saving throw, so that's.
I rolled a 1, so I'm sure I'm double fucked.
Seth, you are falling rather ungracefully, and one of your, I guess your gold pouch, falls off in the trouble, and you guys lose the 100 gold that he was carrying.
Well, I guess it could be worse.
It flies out in a display as you try to clamber up the roach, but you can't find your footing. You're about to fall off into the darkness, but Shin suddenly appears in front of you, and he's, "Take my hand!"
I take his hand.
He picks you up bridal style and leaps several dozen feet in the air as he lands back on the safe ground and drops you.
You're my hero yet again, stroking his cheek.
The only roach that's left is the one that Basil and Sally were riding on, and the three of the ones that you were traveling with tumbled down into the abyss, screeching.
That was a close one. Hey, fellas.
Was?
You guys okay?
Just trying to get everyone to ignore the fact that I, lost a bunch of money. I guess it's better than my life, but, still.
Yeah. More
I guess we should make camp.
We lost all our roads in 6-bar-1.
Shakes his head. Those were good beasts. It's a shame. All right, well, I guess we'll have to settle here then.
They can't just crawl back up. It could have survived, right?
I mean, you knock an ant off a really high spot, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's something to do with physics. But
if you want to go down there and look for them, then I won't stop you. But
that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm sure
like
they'll find their way back home. But for now, they're lost. We have to consider them as a loss and keep moving.
These damned mountains have tried to claim me twice now.
These damned mountains of madness.
Not fond of them.
Well, what do you think? Should we keep going or make camp?
It's dark, right? It's full dark.
Yeah, it's about midnight now.
Our
shit! Yeah,
a bit hindered now.
Suppose you don't really have a choice, yeah.
Probably should have stopped a while ago. I keep that to myself.
But you guys have made significant distance since then. You guys are setting up camp. Basil and Sally are pretty drained, and they pass out pretty much instantly. Shin looks around and he's like, well, we ought to set up a rotating watch. I'd say we need 2 men active. And we'll split it into shifts of 3. Anyone want to take first?
I'll take the first one. Why not? I did.
Yeah, I'll be up for a while.
Lose a bunch of money after all.
Ulgan, would you like to take the second shift with me?
Aye.
My men and I will take the last one, then.
Nice quiet midnight shift.
He says, I'm sorry about this. It was a failure of my own to keep marching in the darkness.
Oh, well, you know, these things happen. It's okay.
All right.
Part of our fault for pushing it so hard.
We only lost 3 beasts, 100 gold, almost myself, and a few other several things. But, you know, it's okay.
You're right. I'm sure
It might be worth it in case you know who caught up to us. So
I'm curious about this sorcerer.
do not underestimate the powers of Sorcerer Rutger.
Bit of an arsehole.
I see. Well,
I got this, and I lift up my metal hand as a gift from him. All I had to do was trade him my good hand. I got his eye.
That explains the crow.
Yeah.
Well then, best of luck. And he tucks himself into his bedroll. So I think it was, Daryl and Aethelwulf taking the first shift.
Aye. The thief and the barbarian. Never a better pair.
I don't know how many times I got to say this. I'm an expert treasure hunter.
Expert treasure hunter, yeah.
Just so happens the treasure tends to be in people's pockets.
You're all right. The craft of roguery is known to the Northerners, and even though we detest it.
Roguery.
I see. Well, what do they usually do to people like me where you're from?
Interestingly enough, we cut off a hand.
Yeah, that's the ironic part.
Oh, yeah. Not much left to take. Give me some perception rolls. See if you guys can identify anything in the darkness.
All right, 1 magnet coming right up. Okay.
A magnet.
Awfully dark.
You guys, it's hard to make out anything beyond the dim light of the dying campfire. You do hear several howls in the distance of wolves or some adjacent creature.
Excuse me?
They're not having sex. They're just... I mean, maybe. You guys don't know.
Those were not supposed to be sex noises, but...
Kind of, came off.
Why don't you make another perception roll and find out?
Yeah. Sally, Basil, I know you're married, but... 17. I'm supposed to add 4.
Yeah, what do you... So you're trying to perceive...
Oh, that was...
the, intent of the howling?
Yeah, it's just... You hear it, and then you start to pay attention, right? And then you start to listen hard.
I see.
Yeah.
Seems to be sort of call and response, like hunting wolf dialect.
That is what I generally refer to as not a good sign.
Mm. What do you think, Aethelwulf? You're the wolf expert.
Yeah.
It's in your name.
Well, sounds to me like they're hunting cries, and, as long as we stick together, should be fine. Wolf packs don't really tend to hunt other big packs of people. They tend to pick off stragglers that are off alone by their own.
I'm curious. What your name, Aethelwulf? What does that mean?
That's a damn good question.
No,
and
it's like Bob. Just kind of.
It's a great question for another time.
Don't give me that. We got another 6 hours to go. At least make something up. All right, keep your secrets.
Keep your secrets.
Keep your secrets.
Not for an outsider like me to know, I guess.
Would you guys like to pass the reins then? Several hours come and go. If besides the howling, there's not much to identify.
Means noble wolf, apparently.
Oh, that's
Really?
interesting.
Noble Wolf.
Yep. And now you know my deep,
Ulgan
dirty secret.
and Ashley are up for the next shift.
With Ulgan's laying down, I have my head rest against the horse part.
Yeah.
Be hot.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, I'm just using you as a pillow.
I've been
I
really
don't
trying. Give me some perception.
Oh, I'm good at that now.
I have dark vision, 120 feet.
Oh,
And
20.
I- Doesn't matter much if I roll a 5. Fuck me, I guess. Fives all fuck us
around.
both.
That's a 7 for you, just so you know. That's a 7, thank you very much.
Well, it's not a 1. I didn't know you had dark vision though.
Yeah, I
So
was looking at my room.
that would come
It's
into
my
play.
stone room. It's me dark vision.
You
So
also
no
hear the
dark vision.
howling. That is pretty consistent throughout the night, and eventually it dies down, and you and Ashley are sitting in silence, or maybe you're making small talk, and over the
You
talk.
reckon they're done with whatever they were woofing at?
Well, it's either that or we finally found where we are.
Well, I sure hope not.
I
we
think we'll handle our own.
about 100
We're not
feet.
going to die to a bunch of wolves, are we?
After
I mean,
all
we're the
this
white
adventure,
wolves.
fighting a
Oh yeah.
ancient tentacle monster and all that, then we just
Yeah.
die to a pack of wolves.
Well, no way to go out, right?
Ugh.
It's kind of pathetic.
Rutger would just, he would maniacally cackle if he saw us. Fell back.
Oh, wouldn't he? What about him? What do you want to do to him when we find him, by the way?
I'd say we take his other eye. That's
Oh.
only fair.
I'm into it.
Oh man.
We're only halfway done with the job.
While you guys are talking, you kind of get lost in the conversation, but at a certain point, Nate, you realize that about 100 feet, kind of in the distance on the horizon, there's a tall rock outcropping, and there's the visage of a man standing there. You can't see any features of his body, but there's two distinct red eyes.
Do my eyes deceive me? Is that rock or man? Over yonder.
He points it out, and you can see it too, Keaton, when you squint hard enough.
Huh.
There's just like a
Oh,
shadowy
you reckon that
figure staring at you.
Should I just cast a guiding bolt at it so we can see what it is?
Oh shit!
If you can light it up, then yeah.
It'll deal damage to it though. Is the only thing.
I mean, red eyes is
One
never
small
a good
problem.
Yeah, go for it.
That's
If
their
it has
problem, not
100 range, then I don't see why not.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait regardless.
Yeah, 18.
It also makes the thing like light up whatever it hits.
You cast the bolt, and
Yeah.
you didn't see this until now, before you're casting the bolt. But when you light up everything, you realize that there isn't just one man standing around your camp. There are about a dozen men that are standing around your camp. And,
Oh dear.
at first they were just shadows, but after casting the guided bolt, the surroundings are illuminated, and they all have grisly features, sharp teeth, and are covered in thick hair.
Wolfish
Illusion?
features, but
They aren't carrying any weapons.
Probably don't need them. Fucking werewolves or werebears or some fucking shit.
Everybody, get up!
Oh, Strongmaw's help.
Yeah.
As I get up, I draw my sword.
So the guiding bolt. How much damage does that deal? Oh, well.
Nice. 1 down.
14 value, but there's a guiding bolt of light on him, and he is recoiled from the knockback, and he stands back up, and he's like itching at his chest. The light! Get it off! Screams vehemently. Sending a chill down your spines. If you guys weren't awake by this point, you're definitely awake
Sure
now.
shit are now.
Yeah. And the men that have encircled the camp are breathing deeply. Basil awakes and he is looking around. Oh God. Is this the sorcerer? What's
He
happening?
most definitely does not stay calm.
Relax, Basil. It's okay. It's not Rooker. They're probably just... They're probably just werewolves or werebears. There's nothing to worry about. Right? Nothing to worry about, right? Is there?
Yes, nothing to worry about.
Like yelling at them.
You're yelling, and there's sinister
They're a home
laughter
invader or something.
that echoes around.
Oh. That's fucking terrifying.
The light from the guiding bolt, as it traveled towards the other man, has disappeared. And now, once again, you guys are seeing shadows. The monks are trying to light torches in time. The men around you start to... their forms start to ebb and flow as they grow larger. Thick, dark hairs begin to protrude from every corner of their skin. And
Fucking knew it.
large,
Beware, they're hitting puberty.
yeah, sharp fangs and claws come out from their jaws and hands, and they begin to salivate as they are gathered around you. There's were-bears. There's a couple of were-rats spliced in.
Oh, God.
It's just the were
The
pack.
betas of the pack, yeah.
Were-boars.
The Sigma
Oh,
male.
that I'm into.
Yeah, were-boars.
Were-boars, yeah, fucking Ganondorf.
Right, yeah.
Ganon,
pigmen.
I don't know.
And lastly, there is one man who is very decrepit and old-looking. He's wearing nothing but a collection of dirty rags and sandals, and he carries a
Where?
thick wooden cane with him.
Fucking Splinter. Old rat guy.
He's not a rat. He's still a human. He hasn't transformed yet.
Oh, dang it.
And he cackles at the lot of you. Well, looks like we've caught some fine cuts of meat here. And the rest of the pack begin to laugh and howl.
You don't know what you're dealing with, friend.
You won't like me, I'm too grizzly.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Oh, we're used to it up here in the mountains. You see, our fangs and claws have been forged in the fires of persecution from Kyberin. We came to these
Everybody's
mountains
persecuted.
as free brothers. We rule these peaks. These are our lands, and any trespassers will be dealt with accordingly.
You're gonna eat us. That's how you're gonna deal with us. You're gonna eat us.
Well, like you said, if you're too grisly, perhaps we'll toss you into the ravines for the birds.
They won't like me either. I promise you.
All right, guys, let's get ready for a fight. Basil,
I think I
Sally,
failed persuasion.
I'll be
We're
right
gonna-
back.
They're like fucking freaking out.
just find a safe place to cower.
Yeah, are you guys gonna like make a circle around them?
Sure.
They're
Yeah,
not-
Sounds
they're
like
not
they made a
comrades.
circle around us.
Oh, you're
Well,
talking about
make a circle
Basil and
around.
Sally.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then there's
right.
a larger
And they are
circle of lycanthropes around you guys.
I don't know if we have any kind of secure area, maybe like underneath the last remaining beetle we have left. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We can stick them there.
You could kind of use the beetle as cover if you wanted to.
Mobile cover. Let's
yeah.
go.
The old man raises his staff into the air, and he says, "We've starved ourselves for weeks in anticipation for our next battle. Let the dark feast begin!"